just walking back to the hotel after dinner here in Sydney. So you will have to excuse the t-shirt and headphones around my neck, but I overheard a couple talking about Are You OK Day, which is coming up here. And it gets you thinking as a negotiator, because we quite often come up against some of the worst behaviour you might imagine at the negotiating table, both ourselves, but hearing through others as well. And you don't have to be particularly creative to imagine what that might be. Pick up any Australian newspaper over the last 12 months and you'll see that unrestrained use of market power. You'll see bullying and intimidation and stuff like that, and it really does play a toll on someone's emotional well-being as a result, right? And someone was telling me about it just the other day. She was dealing with one of the big retailers. They were abusing their power, and they were behaving so poorly that as a result, before she'd go see them, she'd either cry or vomit in anticipation. So I think we can all agree that's pretty bad behaviour. It's not acceptable. And it still does happen, but what does warm my heart as a negotiator is I think there's a whole lot less acceptance of this type of behaviour at the negotiating table than there has been previously. There's definitely a lot more scrutiny about it. And the other thing that's been fabulous over the last year is just the willingness and preparedness. People have had to push back on behaviour when they feel it's not right. So these are great things. I know it still happens, but they're great things to continue to get the behaviour where it needs to be at the negotiating table. So if you're one of those with a lot of market power, it doesn't mean you need to be soft at the negotiating table, but it does mean you need to be a little bit aware of what your power might do to them. So, my advice is just pay attention. You might ask for something that seems inconsequential to you, could be really heavy for them. And alternatively, if you're the one who is maybe on the raw end of that stick, well, we're all people. What I'd encourage you to do is actually voice it. You might find that they happen to care a whole lot more about you than you realised. And if that doesn't work, well, there are people like us, professional negotiators out there, and my experience is that, we tend to have a lot more power than we first realise at the negotiating table. So, Are You OK Day? It's a great cause. Emotional well-being, we all know, is really important, and we should be more aware of the impact that we have on others at the negotiating table.